Yes, good evening. My name is Wallace Gator Bradley, and I'm the host of the Bradley Report. I'm also the president and the urban translator of United in Peace, Inc. We got a very interesting show. I know you heard that R. Kelly has been found guilty. I'm not going to jump into that too much. You'll be able to catch that. Now, I want to, even though that's important, but we got some other issues that's hitting close to home. Pelosi comes in town to campaign and have a strong fundraiser for Congressman Danny Davis, the great icon. And the fact that the man that shot Reagan and shot two, maybe three other people, they're releasing him from the institution or the penitentiary, whatever you want to call it. And the fact that the city has agreed to settle with a man that the police has shot. We're going to bring those stories up. There are other cases that has been settled, yet for some reason the city hasn't gave these individuals their money. So without further ado, let me let you know that all the topics that I bring before you and this show is put together by none other than the producer and the director of this show, who happens to also be the chairman of United in Peace, Inc., as well as being my wife. I'm so blessed. None other than Terry Marsh Bradley. And the guy that handles the technical wherewithal for the show is Brother Omari. So Brother Omari, let's go to work.
That gun and you fire that gun. Anyone that gets...
You know, the thing that's make everything so that grabs me is all this continued violence that's happening in our city. I know police officers are getting shot and people are being shot by the police, but the one thing that grabs me is the continued black-on-black violence within our city especially, and I know it's happening all across America, okay? The thing that I pay a lot of attention to, and you paying attention to, is how many young adults are getting killed. I read in the paper the other day how allegedly someone may have came in this woman's house or apartment and killed her while she was laying in the bed asleep. So what I'm going to do while I move on my intro is, Brother Omari, can you hit those articles? Okay, so then allow me to read them to you. Okay, Pelosi boosts Danny Davis in Chicago. Sunday, yesterday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, facing an extraordinary busy week in Congress, made a trip to Illinois on Sunday to champion Representative Danny K. Davis' re-election campaign and voiced her support for the state lawmakers as they embark on drawing the congressional maps. She gave a real message of party unity, says Representative Buckner, Cam Buckner, the chair of the Illinois House Black Caucus. He told Playbook she was very congratulatory of the work they've done here in Illinois, and she was staunchly supportive of Congressman Davis and the status and the statue he holds in the House. She said, we need to send him back because these next 2 years are going to be pivotal. Danny Davis, as y'all know, is an icon in Illinois, if not across the country, the great orator. Davis, the longtime rep of the 7th Congressional District, has been targeted by this group that calls themselves the Justice Democrats, who are working to replace centralist Dems with liberal candidates. The organization is backing an activist by the name of Keena Collins, who lost to Davis by 46 points last year. But we know that you don't take an election for granted. How you won last time might not be how you win this time. So you got to go hard, you got to go hard, you got to go hard, constantly. But the thing that gets me, everyone knows that Danny Davis is one of the most liberals congressmen in Congress. It's an unusual fight for Justice Democrats to pick. They helped oust Dan Lipinski last year, one of the last Democrats in Congress opposed to abortion rights. But Davis is a progressive in his own right, who most recently was co-sponsor of the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act, and the George Floyd Justice and Policeman Act. Davis also voted for same-sex marriage in 2015 and against the Iraq War in 2002, and he co-sponsored the Green New Deal. We good, Omari? Hit the Pelosi. Come down, come down, come down, sir. Come down, right there. Thank you, sir. And if you pull it up a little bit so that they can see the picture of Pelosi and the congressman. Right, come up some more. A little bit more. Right there. Danny Davis and the Speaker of the United States Congress, Pelosi. It's important for those that don't understand, you have to have seniority within the House and the Senate in order to get on very important committees. Congressman Danny Davis is on the House Ways and Means Committee. He's also a chairman of a subcommittee within the House Ways and Means. And what that means, the House Ways and Means Committee is the one help find the money for the needs of the various representatives to bring back to their district. That's why it's important for Danny Davis to remain there. We see this new, I don't know if you call them ultra liberals. I myself see them as wolves in sheep clothing. They'll go find someone black and they'll try to run them, get someone black, and they'll push the thing, say, don't respect your elders and all that. We can't take no chance like that coming into 2022. So, hooray, hooray for Pelosi coming into Chicago. The help Congressman Danny Davis raise funds to run in this race, and it shows that the leadership in Washington, D.C. is in full support behind the re-election of Danny Davis. And they've been coming into Illinois a whole lot. So, hey, love you, Pelosi. And I honor and respect you and Congressman Danny Davis. So, people in the 7th Congressional District, re-elect Congressman Danny Davis. Let's go to the next story, Omari. That's where I'm endorsing. Go up to the front, the top one. There you go, right there. I want to let everyone know that I'm in full support, and I'm endorsing the re-election of Governor J.B. Pritzker. I know a lot of you may be saying, well, Gator, why are you going with him? Because I'm of the opinion, after I gave testimony at an Illinois Joint House Committee hearing dealing with reforming the nursing home industry, and after reading into the record the resolution that the Cook County Commissioners, along with Cook County Board President Tony Prattwinkle, had adopted, and the resolution is called Save Our Seniors, I am cautiously optimistic behind seeing the actions that Governor J.B. Pritzker is doing to fight this COVID, and he has shown to me and to others that he is sincere. Yes, thank you, Mari. A few more things. The name of the hearing was the nursing home reform. The intent of the hearing was to discuss issues and remedies in the nursing home industry. Hit the next one up, Mari. This is the resolution that I was speaking of, that the Cook County Board of Directors, Commissioners, my bad, the Cook County Board of Commissioners, along with the Cook County Board President, Tony Prattwinkle, have pushed this resolution called Save Our Seniors. And they was talking about 6 different things. And at the hearing, I was able to bring that out, and they agreed to it, and they're going to be putting into the various different pieces of legislation. And hopefully it becomes a bill for the governor to sign into law. And one of the things that's key, could you show them the picture of me? It's the new picture with me endorsing J.B. Pritzker, and you see the Speaker of the House, Welch, in the background. We was at a celebration for the wonderful thing that the new Speaker had, legislation that he had pushed through the House, and it went over to the Senate, sent it back to the House, and they was able to create a bill, a law, a bunch of laws that the governor was able to sign. Criminal justice reform, you call it, but the most important thing, he's concerned about the well-being of the residents and the seniors in the nursing home. J.B. Pritzker, I endorse you for re-election. As I said on my show, honestly, I'm not against you, but I got a right to deal with constructive criticism to help you become the greatest governor that Illinois has had. To God be the glory. And I tell everybody, don't choke, vote. Okay, Omar, let's hit the intro if it's possible.
That gun and you fire that gun, anyone that get harmed from you firing that gun, that's an innocent bystander. We asking the community, ostracize them, push them out, don't let them hide anywhere, don't support them, and let law enforcement do their job.
The code is this: if you pick up that gun to solve your problem, I'm not endorsing violence. I'm saying you're violating the code if you discharge that weapon and innocent people get shot or killed, especially a child or an elderly person. And the community must uphold that code.
He got his shoe shined.
The reason that it worked in the 90s, because everyone was a part of it. Kids, women, elderly, was off limits.
You didn't touch him.
Didn't touch them.
By ostracizing from the community, pushing you out of the community, not supporting you in the community, or protecting you in the community, so that law enforcement can do their job by apprehending. And the Cook County State's Attorney can do her job by making sure that you get a fair prosecution. This is so that there's no retaliation in the community because you discharge or you fire that weapon at your attendant or attendant partner.
We all got to come together. Those of you, my name is Wallace Gator Bradley. I'm the urban translator, and I'm the president of United Peace Inc. We all got to come together to let it be known that Black lives matter everywhere. Regardless if a police shoots somebody that's black, it means twice as much to our community when someone black is shooting someone black.
With at least 8 children under the age of 10 shot in the city in just 2 weeks, some are asking if that code still carries any weight.
This is something that we got to do.
Gator catches up with some friends on Calumet.
That 1-year-old that got killed.
His conversations of late have focused on kids getting shot. He says the rule still applies.
We as men got to put it down and say, that still exists and never left.
We all got a responsibility.
We all got a responsibility, man.
But it never left.
I'm putting a call out to all the brothers. You know what we do. Put the word on the street that this is no longer tolerated. Me and Holmes work together and we know how it works. We've been able to help individuals turn themselves in of the community, kick them out for law enforcement to come and arrest them. Now is the time. Just like it was the video from Miss Frazier that let everybody know about the awakening of George Floyd. Somebody got a video, or we need to use our videos to stop this senseless violence.
And I believe that vengeance belongs to the Lord. And with that, I want to say, to God be the glory. And that's my story.
that intro, put that together last year. And every day since then has been worse and worse and worse. But I'm a God-fearing man, and I know something's gonna change. This other story right here, 4 years after a Chicago police department sergeant shoots a teen on the far south side, officers' lawsuits against the city continue. What's so key to that is that the city Cobra investigation is complete. The settlement money approved by the city council, and the officer 6-month suspension is up. And the thing that's Sergeant, but still nearly 4 years after Chicago police sergeant Khalil, I think that's his name, Muhammad, shoot Ricardo Ricky Hayes, an unarmed 18-year-old with autism, who was reported missing hours earlier. Charges of retaliatory demonstrations and whistleblower violations involving some of the highest ranking members of the Chicago linger in court. You know, the Chicago City Council is set to pay $20.5 million to 2 men who each spent 23 years in prison after being convicted of murder in 1993 following an investigation led by a Chicago police detective accused of routinely framing suspects. Okay, these are the things that's happening. Okay? After advancing on a unanimous vote of the City Council's Finance Committee on Monday, a final vote is set for Tuesday by the full City Council. All right? Armando Serrano and Jose Martinez, who were released from prison in 2016 after serving 23 years for murder, will each get $10.25 million if the settlement is approved by the City Council. Serrano and Martinez were freed after a man who testified at their trial that he heard them confess to killing Vargas during an armed robbery recanted. The man said Reynaldo Rivera threatened and beat him until he agreed to testify against Serrano and Martinez. Okay, Omari. Thanks, man. An appellate court ruled that the main witness against Serrano and Martinez have been coerced into lying by Chicago police officers. Guerrero, I hope that's how you pronounce his name. I'm just going to say the police officer, has declined to answer questions about allegations of misconduct in cases that have been overturned, citing his Fifth Amendment right against self-discrimination. Now, this officer has been involved in a lot of cases that have been reversed because of misconduct. Okay? If approved on Tuesday, the settlement would amount to 1/4 of the city's annual budget. Something else that's key that the mayor need to be aware of, and the aldermen, they know about it, the mayor know about it. That's one of the reasons she changed the leadership at the law department for the city of Chicago because of that pinstripe patronage. There's another case, Mark Maxson case, that if they don't settle that case and it go to court, the city gonna be holding the bag and taxpayers gonna be holding the bag, even though the city got insurance to pay the settlement to the tune of another $20 million. Okay, we talking about physical responsibility. Okay, Mark Maxson, he was an individual that was tortured by the police to confess to a crime that he didn't commit. And then they find out that he didn't commit it because the individual who did commit it got caught. And here recently, he has been sentenced to 50 years. Okay? And Mark Maxson has a certificate of certification of innocence. So how do the city think they're going to win that case? Mayor, I'm asking you, and people are asking you, settle this case with this guy. Find out what's the hold up for the money of the other people that's in the media. Show the people of the city of Chicago that you're willing to right wrongs that you had nothing to do with. So you shouldn't be responsible for the wrong that your predecessor was involved with. Settle them cases, man. Settle the case with the woman where the police kicked the door in. You can't win that case. The city can't win that case. And you paying lawyers $300, $400 an hour, private lawyers, to fight a case they know they can't win. You end up paying them millions of dollars, and then the city has to pay millions of dollars in settlements. Settle that case. Ain't nothing wrong with settle that case. Because those lawyers that was up there before you found the new director of that department getting away, they robbing the city. They sticking the city up. And you got to hold the weight. So get rid of that bad weight. Settle those cases. Mark Maxson with the Miss Young. I got to go now. I got to wrap it up. But I want to tell you, we as a people got a right to help our legislators and our elected officials to do the right thing. So with that in mind, I want to say thank you for listening to the show. Reach out to elected officials and tell them to do what's right. Get vaccinated. Get the booster shot. I know I can get one. I'm going to get it. And I want to say, to God be the glory. That's my story. And stay masked up and prayed up. Thank you.